do is pick up the phone and call. You want to ask the question, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do wrong? Where this hate for Robyn came from, I don't know, but it's like, if I can't protect her from it, I'm just not going to engage it. I did screw up. I gave up.
Hey TLC, ready to boost your ratings to new heights? Here's an idea. Get Sister Wives star Robyn Brown's ex on camera. No joke, pay the guy and his family, who, by the way, are drowning in hospital bills, good money to get on camera and share their side of the story. Imagine the drama. His life after Robyn, the debt he was saddled with, the lies he and his kids were fed, the way they were treated. Better yet, why not replace Kody&Robyn with this guy's family? Honestly, that would be TV gold. I'd tune in for sure. At this point, the only way to keep things interesting is to turn the show into an anti-polygamy special. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's me, Elena, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. His Sister Wives star Kody Brown has decided he's all about that 50-50 custody life for Truly. This declaration came just as Christine dropped the bombshell that she was leaving for Utah. Janelle, ever the concerned co-parent, asked about Truly's situation, to which Kody puffed up and declared that Christine wouldn't take her from him. Cue the eye rolls. Seriously, does he honestly think a court will grant him joint custody when the most he can manage is a half-hearted 30-minute chat with Truly once a week? Let's not forget he couldn't even be bothered to visit her when she lived in the same city. It's almost like he's trying to play the concerned dad role for the cameras. Too bad it's as transparent as a window. And fun fact, he never even brought up the whole 50-50 thing during his talks with Christine. Classic Kody move, really. And let's talk about Robyn. You can practically hear her rehearsing her surprised face, but she's such a terrible actress that she couldn't even muster a believable reaction. Spoiler alert, she totally knew what was coming. It's all a clever ruse to protect his wallet. Kody's desperate to dodge child support like it's a game of dodgeball. But honestly, I think it's more about controlling Christine. By insisting on shuttling Truly back and forth, he keeps her tied up in his drama, which is really just a fancy way of maintaining control. To him, the kids are like trophies, and Christine having Truly full-time, oh no, that's a direct hit to his ego. And let's not forget his charming threat that if they didn't hammer out a custody agreement before she left, Truly would become a ward of the state. Because nothing says, I care like a good old-fashioned scare tactic. Also, if Sister Wives star Kody Brown hasn't seen Evie since she was born, it says a lot. He wasn't there for her amputation surgery, didn't visit her during her recovery, and didn't offer any kind of support. Even if he couldn't be there for Evie, what about his own daughter? Her 1-year-old was going through a life-changing surgery, and he couldn't take the time to support her emotionally or help with Axel and the household. It's not even surprising at this point, given his total absence during Isabel's surgery, but it still manages to be shocking every time. This is the same guy who drove all the way to Texas to officiate a wedding but couldn't take a short plane ride to North Carolina to be there for what was probably one of the most stressful and traumatic days in his daughter and granddaughter's lives. And let's not forget, he gave Janelle grief for traveling during a pandemic just because she was going to take care of Axel while Evie was in surgery. Yet he expects hugs and pictures at weddings like he's grandfather of the year. How many plane tickets could he have bought with the money he wasted on that creepy art? But the worst part isn't just that he didn't show up for Evie's surgery. What's even worse is that he actually tried to stop Janelle from going too. If he had gotten his way, Maddie, Evie, Axel, and Caleb would have had even less support during an already challenging time. Evie's surgery overlapped with Isabel's in timing. Hunter was there with Maddie and Caleb for Evie, and then he went to spend time with Isabel during her recovery. Even though Isabel's recovery took longer, Kody could have easily been there for both surgeries and still attended that wedding. But he didn't. And production knew exactly what they were doing by not showing him refusing to go with Janelle. Because if the audience found out he not only skipped Isabel's surgery, but also blew off Evie's surgery to go to Brian's wedding, the backlash would have been relentless. He didn't have to choose which daughter to support. The surgeries weren't even on the same day. He could have done both. But he didn't, because that's just who he is. However, watching Sister Wives again and again, I can't believe how awful the jewelry from my Sister Wives closet actually was. That big pendant with the Sister Wives logo and the square around it looked like something straight out of a Scooby-Doo costume. No wonder they couldn't sell anything. And when the website first launched, one of the reviews nailed it. They said the pieces were ridiculously overpriced, like you'd need a mortgage just to buy one. Robyn tried to justify the sky-high prices by claiming it was because of the sterling silver. Seriously, I'm a sterling silver fan too, and let's be real, it's not that expensive. Her explanation just didn't hold up at all. Every piece looked so cheap, like something you'd find on Zulily at a steep discount, and even then, you'd hesitate to buy it. And to think Kody chose this failed jewelry venture over opening a gym, which could have actually been profitable. It's a perfect example of his lack of business sense and obvious favoritism. He went with this mess because it was what Robyn wanted. Moreover, in their interview with E! News, Sister Wives star Janelle Brown and Christine Brown confirmed that season 19 is finally catching up to real-time events, including Christine's marriage and Janelle's business ventures. Honestly, I wish the show would get to that point even faster. But their press tour is giving us all kinds of drama, and I am here for it. Just 2 interviews in, and they're already spilling so much tea. You have to wonder how furious Kody must be that he's not a part of this press tour. It's pretty clear that TLC sees Janelle and Christine as the real stars now, and it's so telling that they're out there doing interviews together, while Kody and Robyn seem to be doing their own thing. It almost feels like the show is building up to a finale that shifts away from Kody and Robyn entirely. If they really are gearing up to end Sister Wives and spin off into a new series with Christine, Janelle, and maybe even Mary, that could be fascinating. But if they're going to close things out with Garrison's story, I hope they handle it right. It would be awful to treat something so tragic as just a cliffhanger or dramatic finale moment. They could easily wrap up Kody and Robyn's storyline this season, and then continue focusing on Christine, Janelle, and Mary in season 20. The fact that Kody is being sidelined from this press tour, while Christine and Janelle take the spotlight, says everything about who TLC sees as the real draw for the audience now. Also, the so-called big argument, seriously, I've watched the clip multiple times and tried to keep an open mind, but at this point, I'm convinced it was completely staged. Just a few episodes ago, we had those 2 miserable sisters gushing about how their mom has been such an advocate for the family. Then we get this dramatic outdoor scene in the snow that's clearly meant to showcase Robyn advocating for the kids. Wow, what a revelation! It's like they think we'll buy that she's suddenly this family champion after 18 seasons. Let's be real. Robyn made it all about her daddy issues. And how many times did Kody say he was only guilty of not loving their mothers? That's disgusting for any child to hear. Robyn should have shut that down immediately instead of coddling that jerk. If she was truly an advocate for her kids, she wouldn't have monopolized Kody's time and forced him to neglect his other kids. He should have been there for Isabel's surgery and day-to-day life, for crying out loud. Honestly, I'd kick any man to the curb if he treated my kids, or his own kids, like garbage. That's just bad character. And what's up with the off-screen shopping trips? They don't look like a marriage in crisis at all, despite all their claims. Robyn talks about her daddy issues and how Kody needs to be in his kids' lives, but let's not forget what she did to her own kids. She ripped them away from their father, manipulated Kody into giving up his rights, and then alienated the children from him. She even had them calling Kody daddy before they were married. That's not advocacy, that's manipulation. And let's not overlook how she shot down any plans that involved Kody spending time with the original kids. Remember when Mary suggested doing Christmas at the B&B, and Robyn immediately shot it down, claiming it wasn't safe or not good? That speaks volumes about her true intentions. I'm just not buying any of it. However, does anyone else think sister wives Star Robyn Brown and Kody Brown might be on the verge of divorce? It honestly feels like TLC staged that recent fight just to set up for a dramatic divorce announcement at the end of the season. Plus, they were trying to sell the house until that plan got shut down. All the signs are pointing toward a split. Money must be tight now that the other wives are gone. And I can't imagine what it's like for Robyn to live with Kody 24/7. Things definitely don't seem great between them. But here's the thing. I don't think an imminent divorce is on the table just yet. That usually happens when couples pile up massive debt after the TV money dries up, and they start squabbling over who needs to sacrifice what. You know the drill, who spent secretly while pretending to cut back. Kody seems to want to run away from his problems, and it's like he thinks it's not safe in Koyo Pass anymore. Oh well. He's always finding an excuse to escape. I did see they were spotted together at a restaurant this week, which makes me wonder if they'll ever actually divorce. I grew up in a Pentecostal community, and I've seen so many women stick it out with their husbands, even when they're clearly miserable. Robyn strikes me as one of those women. Sure, she might have had a chance for a fresh start in her 20s, but I seriously doubt she'll try that now. She was raised to be a sweet, pretty prize for a man, and stepping outside of that role would be tough for her. It would mean having to confront her true self and learn what authenticity really means. And I don't think she knows herself well enough to do that. Plus, Sister Wives star Kody Brown is such a baby. Watching that argument with Robyn just infuriates me. He keeps blaming his kids for everything and refuses to take any accountability for his actions. Every time he says they this or they that, it's like he has no clue why his children are upset with him. And worse, he doesn't even care. He claims they're angry because he didn't fall madly in love with their moms, but come on. That's such a shallow understanding of the situation. The issues run way deeper than that, and instead of trying to figure it out, he just shrugs it off. He says he's met with animosity when he tries to reach out, but how about actually facing his kids in person instead of hiding behind texts and phone calls? They need a real, face-to-face conversation to express their feelings, not just vague messages that go unanswered. Kody thinks it's all about his lack of love for their mothers, but if he genuinely cared, he'd want to dig deeper and understand the root of the problem. Instead, he acts like a whiny toddler, always pointing fingers at the kids. He's their father. It's his job to reach out and try to mend those relationships. But no, he'll never be the bigger person because he genuinely believes he's done nothing wrong. It's so frustrating. I can't stand him. Furthermore, does anyone else find it hilarious that Robyn finally figured out her security with Kody was just an illusion when he kicked Dayton out to an RV? Seriously, what is that all about? Flagstaff winters are brutal. Good luck trying to heat an RV well enough to survive. And let's not pretend it's a cozy trailer home that's actually insulated for the cold. Honestly, I can't even imagine early season 16 Robyn being okay with this. Sure, some people have claimed their RV winter experiences were just fine. Mine? Not so much, but maybe I'm just a snowflake in this situation. The real question is, does this raise any red flags for Robyn, or is she just blissfully unaware? My comment about the weather is based on my own experience, after all. As for Dayton's situation, here's the scoop. He was confirmed to be living in the RV next to the house, as stated by the realtor back in September or late August 2024. Apparently, a creator went to check out the house with that same realtor, which sounds like a whole mess. They said the RV is part of the home sale, but since the current owners were home during the showing, they couldn't actually see it. So did Kody force Dayton into the RV, or was it more about Kody wanting out of the house, and Robyn just couldn't handle it, so the RV became a compromise? I'd argue that Robyn always knew no one was truly secure with Kody. His love is as conditional as it gets. If he's not happy, he turns into the ultimate victim and runs away. That's why she felt compelled to comply with his ridiculous demand that she kick her son out, while Janelle stood her ground and refused to do the same. In that moment, Robyn got to prove she was the better wife compared to Janelle, even if it meant throwing her son under the bus. Classic Robyn. However, if Sister Wives star Robyn Brown truly wants Kody to reconcile with his original kids, then why on earth is Christine the one filing to establish Truly's paternity, child support, and custody arrangements? Why is Christine stuck spending her hard-earned money on an attorney to enforce this? If Robyn really cared, she'd be pushing Kody to take responsibility. Arizona and Utah have published support schedules. It's not rocket science. They could have dealt with this quietly and amicably. Let's not forget how Robyn was so insistent on stripping her ex of his parental rights and pushing for Kody to adopt her kids. So why wasn't she just as eager to make sure Kody was recognized as the father on all of his biological kids' birth certificates? I call total BS on this. Honestly, I don't think Robyn ever wanted Kody to reconcile with his kids. It was all just a facade to make her look less villainous than she really is. And let's give Christine some credit. She played it smart by waiting until Truly was 14. At that age, the child has more say in these matters. Plus, in Utah, you can file for retroactive support for up to 5 years, which means Kody could end up on the hook for potentially upwards of $100,000. Now that's a reality check. Moreover, is anyone else just over the pregnancy episodes? Seriously, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Am I right? I will say the latest one with Mykelti and Tony was a bit different because, shockingly, Robyn and Christine actually had to communicate. For a brief moment, I found myself liking Robyn again, though that didn't last long once the fake fight with Kody rolled around. I roll. But let's give credit where it's due. It was kind of sweet and a little eerie to see Robyn selflessly staying up all night, even if it meant sleeping in a closet. It's almost like we got a glimpse of genuine camaraderie among the women. What do you think? Am I totally off base here? Meanwhile, Robyn's birthing scenes, with her stepdad right in the middle of the action and Kody dishing out his oh-so-lame advice, were more than enough for me. I'm officially over it. Also, I can't help but think that Aurora is emotionally stunted. At this point, she's at least 20, so I feel justified in commenting. I'm currently doing a rewatch from the very beginning while pouring resin. Yes, I've got a lot of time on my hands. But seriously, what's up with her covering her mouth, opening her eyes wide like some kind of creepy Cupid doll, and dancing like a 5-year-old? She hasn't changed or matured at all in my eyes. It's just, heavens, I can't deal. And don't even get me started on how concerning it is that those girls are involved with that new church. It gives off serious cult vibes, and they seem so vulnerable to that kind of influence. That staged daddy and me ear-piercing scene, gag, it really makes me wonder if Aurora is emotionally stunted because the only time she speaks on the show is when she's parroting what her mother told her to say. Sometimes I wonder if she thinks that by staying a little girl, she'll remain in Kody's good graces. I mean, all the Robynettes are treated like golden children. Sure, I believe she has some anxiety and is likely aware of how Kody has treated his other kids. The OG kids probably got written off as bad, which is why they were cast out of that house. I can only imagine how that might instill fear in her. However, while her upbringing can explain her behavior, it certainly doesn't excuse it. I really hope she can break free someday and get the help she needs to grow as a person. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with what I've said? If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you won't miss any future updates.